Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. This week in our Pirkei Avot, Ethic of the Father's Learning, we begin with the Mishnah 15 from chapter 1, in which Shammai says, make your Torah study a fixed practice, say little and do much, and greet everyone with a pleasant countenance. So in the book of Visions of Our Fathers by Rabbi Twersky, he explains to us that making the Torah fixed practice is more than just a matter of time. According to Shammai, we should learn Torah every day, and we should have fixed times for learning Torah, especially men. And what he says is that people regularly go about their day, like they do whatever they do during their day, and from that day they try to squeeze some time in learning Torah. But according to Rabbi Shammai, we should do the other way around. Like the priority in our lives should be the learning of Torah, more important than anything else. So we should fix times in the day to learn Torah. Like for example, a man should say, okay, I'm going to pray in the synagogue, and after prayer I'm going to learn half an hour or an hour, and then I'm going to work. So this is what he's saying, like first comes the learning of Torah, and then comes any other thing that we have to do. It should be a priority in our lives, and when we squeeze the day around the Torah, then we will have much more time to learn Torah than if we do it the other way around, if we try to squeeze the Torah learning during the day. And he gives us an example of a physician that he knew that was an alcoholic, and he asked him how was he doing, and he says, tell me something, do you still go to Alcoholics Anonymous? And he said, yes, I still go, I go 3 times a day. And Rabbi Twersky looked at him. Rabbi Twersky is a psychologist also, and he looked at him and says, oh wow, how do you do that, and how do you do with your job? How do you squeeze 3 times a day of Alcoholics Anonymous sessions around your job? And he says, no, I do the other way around. I squeeze my job around 3 days of sessions of Alcoholics Anonymous sessions, because for me the priority is to be sober and to be healthy. And if I don't do this, then I'm gonna fall back down. So this is the approach of Rabbi Shammai, that we should take it like this, that for us, Torah is a lifesaver, and we should have it as a priority in our lives, and we should do it as number one, and then the rest of our lives we squeeze it around it. Although Rabbi Hillel used to think in a different way, he was more hesed, less stringent, and he wouldn't tell people that they had to learn Torah and make it a fixed measure. Although he himself did it, but he never made others do it. He did it himself. Like he could be lenient with others, but he was not lenient with himself. So here another example says that a Hasid is a pious man who once owned a shoe factory, visited his Rebbe. And the Rebbe, after talking to him for a while, he said, I'm aware that people put their feet in their shoes, but why are you putting your head in the shoes? What he was saying is, like, don't make your job the most important thing in life. To earn a living is important because we need to eat and we need to dress and we need to have a home, but it shouldn't be the most important thing in life. He says in Rosh Hashanah, whatever you're going to make through the year is already decreed. Like on Rosh Hashanah, the amount of money you're going to get that year is going to be decreed. So you can work crazy hours and you're not going to get $1 more than what it was decreed from you in heaven. But Torah and mitzvos are not decreed. This is free choice. So Torah and mitzvos, you can do as many as you can. And it's not a measure that is decreed. So we should put the emphasis in Torah and mitzvos, and then the rest will fall into place. And then the Mishnah says, say little and do much. And Rabbi Moshe Schreiber, who was known as the Hassam Sofer, would spend a considerate amount of time to daven. Like he would take a long time praying. And once they ask him, why do you take so much time praying, like if learning Torah is more important? And he says, because it says in the Talmud, it states that when a person prays long, he has a long life. And if I'm going to have a long life, then I'm going to have extra hours to learn Torah. And this was the way in which he saw life. And it is written that each person has a certain amount of words allotted for him in his lifetime. And the moment he finishes his words, then his life is over. So if we speak less, we will live longer, because we're not wasting our precious words in stupidity. We use them for very important matters. And so it says here that stressing the importance of self-esteem, says Rabbi Twersky, is he says that there's two things. One is self-esteem, and the other one is called gava, vanity in Hebrew. And self-esteem consists of an awareness of one's strengths and talents. Like when a person knows that he's good for something, this is self-esteem. When you know that you are a good mathematician, or you're a good mother, or you're a good something, you know this is what gives you self-esteem, because you are good for something. But gava, which is vanity, is an attitude that we feel more than another person. And this is not self-esteem, this is arrogance. So the Chofetz Chaim, he was such a humble person, but at the same time he was a person that knew very well his strengths. And he wrote the Mishnah Berura, which is the Shulchan Aruch, the law, the Jewish law that most of the world abides by. And he did it because he had the power, he had the talents to be able to write such a monumental work. But at the same time, he was a humble man, because he knew that these talents were given to him by Hashem, and that he had to live up to who Hashem made him to be. And so it says here, make your Torah study a fixed practice, say little and do much, and then it comes to say, greet everybody with a pleasant countenance. And so Hillel and Shammai advocate two very different methodologies. Hillel begins with establishing pleasant interpersonal relationships, which will lead to Torah, and Shammai is the other way around. Like first you have to work on your midot, and then you can be a nice person. So the difference is, and we go today by Hillel, because Shammai, the approach of Shammai is an approach that is not for this world. It will be true, and this is what we're going to do when Mashiach comes. We're going to go by Shammai, which, as I told before, Hillel is more kindness and love, and Shammai is more discipline and justice. But what it says is that Hillel precedes from the midot. He says that midot come before Torah. Like you have to work on your character traits before Torah, like decency comes before Torah. And Shammai says Torah precedes midot. First you have to be a learned person and understand Torah, then this will bring you to become a very righteous person. And the Talmud has established Hillel's opinion as the authoritative halacha. And indeed Rabbi Yerushem Levovitz states, it is an error to think that Torah leads to midot. So what it says is that yes, the Torah actually refines a human being. Like if you keep the Torah, you should be a very refined human being, because you live by what the Torah says, then you're going to be a refined person. But he tells us here that in this world in which we're right now, in the Olam Hazeh, we have to work on rectify our midot, and then use that rectification in the learning of the Torah. And that is the truth, because sadly we see many people who are Torah scholars, they learn Torah, and then they go and they do things they shouldn't be doing. Like they would be hitting their wife, or they're stealing, or they're doing things that really are a Hilul Hashem. It doesn't go with the outfit or with the knowledge they have in their head. So here what it's telling us is that it is very important that we make our character traits, our midos, rectification of our character traits, a priority in our life. And then the Torah comes to gives us the path into which we can live by them. And what it says also, and greet everybody with a pleasant countenance. What it means is greet everyone with an attitude of a pleasant countenance. What it means is that even if you're not happy today, even if you don't feel like saying hi to a person, even if you're hurting or whatever, always make a point to go and whenever you see a person to smile at them and say a pleasant word to them. That it's very important to greet people with a pleasant face. And it says because the external behavior can influence one's internal feelings. So when you fake it till you make it, if you don't feel like saying hi to that person that is coming your way and you're just trying to turn around and make believe you didn't see them, but if you fake it and you put your face and you smile at them and you say good morning, this will have an effect in your emotions and you'll feel different. Rabbi Twersky says that we should smile every day in front of a mirror because smiling secretes endorphins, which is a happy hormone. And if we look at ourselves and we smile, this will make us feel happier. So much more if when we see a person, we smile at them, the smile they see in our face will make them smile, and they'll also secrete these endorphins and they also will feel better. And to make someone feel good is the biggest mitzvah of all. So as Rebbe St. John Grace taught us, of blessed memory, she taught us that if we don't have a reason to smile, we should smile anyways, because even if we don't have a reason to smile, Hashem will give us a reason to smile. And something that she used to say also that really made a very big impression on me was that she used to say that our faces are not private property, they're actually the public domain. And when you walk in the street or you're somewhere, people are looking at your face. You cannot see yourself unless you go to a mirror. You're not looking at yourself. But those around you are looking at you. So it's not fair to look like a grumpy person. Instead, we should always have a pleasant face and a smile for everybody. And in this way, we will bring joy to others, and the smiling will help us be joyful too. So I leave you here. I wish you a good week, a happy week, a healthy week. And remember, live a little higher. Thank you.